Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Elden Ring. This time I'm going to show you how to defeat Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree, located in Miquella's Haligtree. You have probably fought a boss very similar to this back in Carian Manor if you've been following along and doing all the bosses with me. This time though, you're fighting the real thing, and she's a good bit stronger. First thing you'll probably notice is that her polearm is also a magic casting staff, so it has two different types of attacks. The magic typically comes from the butt end of the staff, the base, and then the physical attacks come from the actual blade on the top. You have to be very careful with this boss. Obviously, she is mounted, and you don't get a horse for this fight. Not exactly fair. But the reason you have to be careful is because she can move quite quickly, and when she strafes around, if you're close to her, there's a really good chance that she's going to fire a glintstone orb at you. So you got to be very careful with that. Whenever you see her jump and strafe around, just hold up your shield because a spell may be coming very quickly at you. You don't want to stand behind the boss for too long. If you do, you just want to be ready for a donkey kick, so just always be aware of that. That can deal a lot of damage and also set you up to deal with these glintstone blades. This bow and arrow is really cool, and it's a lot less scary than it seems. It's big, and it does deal a decent amount of damage, but it's really nothing to worry about. The arrow itself actually moves quite slow, and you can dodge it pretty easily. You just roll into it. Unless you're at a big distance, then you want to roll to the side. Occasionally, this attack was kind of rare for me. The boss will imbue her blade with some magic and do some big sweeping strikes. For that, you can it's 2 hits, so just roll to the left if you are on her right side, where the blade actually is, near her hand. Just roll to the left, and then you can roll into her for the second hit. All throughout this fight. So, yep, this is it. And you just roll to the left and roll in for the second one. No big deal. So, throughout the fight, the boss will summon these glintstone blades around her. It'll constantly happen. The trick with these, to dodge them, is when it actually makes the casting sound, like they're already out, and then they make another sound. That sound is indicating that they are now going to travel to you. So, they basically released their position. However, they still have a little bit of travel time. So you just want to be careful for that. You're not going to want to dodge right away. However, in Phase 2, which the boss will hit at about 50% or lower, she will now have 2 sets of those blades that come out separately. So you'll need to dodge twice. It's not exactly moving any faster, but there's just more of them. And the tricky part is that sometimes when they're releasing, she can do a whole bunch of other stuff, such as take out a 4-point bow and arrow and start doing a bunch of other crazy moves and weaving it all together. The bow and arrow in Phase 2 is mostly the same, except it obviously shoots 4 arrows. So, the major thing to look out for there is actually the arrows in the middle. The one on the bottom will typically hit the floor, and you won't really have to worry about it too much. The one on top will arc away, so it's really about the 2 in the middle that you got to look out for. The same sort of deal applies. If you are close enough, you can just roll right through it. Just roll forward. If you are at a distance, however, you want to roll to the side or possibly even do a very late roll forward, depending on if all 4 are coming towards you. But you really don't ever want to be at a good distance with this boss. You want to be close. So you will notice that the sweeping strikes are now improved here in Phase 2. It now has an additional hit, but again, it's just a big sweeping strike, so just pay close attention to her hand, and when the hand moves towards you, that's when you want to roll. But luckily, I was able to get the boss trapped in a corner. That had never happened before, so I was able to get a decent amount of damage on her. So just a few more hits, and she's going to go down. She can do a big sweeping strike into another one, and then she twirls it around and summons her glintstone swords. But that's it. That is Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree. You get a trophy for this one. You also get the Loretta's Mastery spell, and then you get her weapon as well. And that's it. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.